Casual dating. This is when two people spend time together, go on dates, and enjoy each other's company without any commitment to a future together. There are no expectations about exclusivity, no labels, and no pressure to define where things are going. It became more common in the mid-20th century as social norms around courtship began to loosen, and today it is one of the most widely practiced forms of modern romance. People choose it for many reasons. Some are not ready for something serious, others are still figuring out what they want, and some simply enjoy the freedom it allows. Serious dating. When two people are actively building toward a committed relationship, that is serious dating. The conversations go deeper, the time spent together becomes more intentional, and both people are genuinely considering whether this could become something lasting. Unlike casual dating, there is a shared understanding that both parties are investing emotionally. It does not necessarily mean marriage is on the table, but it does mean both people are present and purposeful about where things could go. Exclusive dating. This sits between casual and fully committed. Two people agree to stop seeing other people but have not yet decided on a formal relationship title. It is a step most modern couples take before calling themselves boyfriend and girlfriend, or partners. The agreement is usually spoken out loud, though sometimes it is assumed, which is where misunderstandings often come from. Exclusivity removes the uncertainty of wondering who else the other person might be seeing, and for many people, that clarity is what they need before going further. Long-distance dating. Geography does not stop people from pursuing connection. Long-distance dating involves two people who are romantically involved but live far apart, often in different cities or countries. It relies heavily on communication, trust, and planning. Video calls, messages, and scheduled visits become the foundation of the relationship. It is harder in some ways, but studies have found that long-distance couples often communicate more thoughtfully than those who live nearby, simply because every interaction has to be more deliberate. Online dating. Meeting people through apps and websites has become one of the most common ways relationships begin today. Online dating involves creating a profile, browsing potential matches, and connecting with people you would not have crossed paths with otherwise. It started with early websites in the 1990s and expanded dramatically with smartphones. The format varies. Some platforms focus on brief profiles and quick swipes, others on detailed compatibility questions. Critics argue it makes people overly selective, but supporters say it opens doors that geography and daily routine would otherwise keep closed. Speed dating. This format was created in 1998 by a rabbi in Los Angeles as a structured way for Jewish singles to meet. Participants rotate through a series of short conversations, usually 3 to 8 minutes each, before deciding who they would like to see again. It is efficient by design. Rather than investing weeks in someone only to discover there is no chemistry, speed dating condenses the process into a single evening. Many people find it less intimidating than approaching strangers in a bar, because the structure removes the awkwardness of how to start or end a conversation. Blind dating. Someone else, a friend, family member, or matchmaker, sets up two people who have never met. There is no profile to scroll through, no photos to evaluate in advance. The connection, if it happens, begins in person. Blind dates have existed for centuries and were once the standard way marriages were arranged in many cultures. Today they feel more old-fashioned, but they still happen, particularly when a trusted friend believes two people would genuinely suit each other. The element of surprise can work in its favor because people arrive without preconceptions. Situationship. This is one of the newer terms in dating culture, and it describes a romantic connection that behaves like a relationship without ever being defined as one. Two people spend consistent time together, are emotionally close, may be physically intimate, but have never agreed on what they actually are. It often forms gradually, without either person deciding to make it official. The ambiguity can be comfortable at first but tends to cause strain over time, especially when one person starts wanting more clarity than the other is willing to give. Arranged dating. In many parts of the world, families play an active role in finding a partner for their child. Arranged dating is a modern version of this, where families suggest compatible matches, but the individuals themselves choose whether to proceed. It differs from forced marriage in that both people have genuine agency. In communities across South Asia, the Middle East, and parts of Africa, this approach is still widely practiced and often respected. Supporters argue it combines the wisdom of family knowledge with the freedom of personal choice. Companionship dating. Not every romantic connection is driven by passion or physical attraction. Some people, particularly older adults or those who have been through significant loss, seek a partner primarily for company, shared activities, and emotional support. Companionship dating puts connection and comfort at the center rather than romance in the traditional sense. It is common among widowed or divorced individuals in their later years who are not looking to rebuild the intensity of early love, but who do not want to face daily life entirely alone either. Polyamorous dating. This involves having or seeking multiple romantic relationships at the same time, with the knowledge and agreement of everyone involved. It is distinct from cheating because there is full transparency. Polyamory is not new. Various cultures throughout history have practiced different forms of multi-partner relationships, but the word itself only entered common usage in the early 1990s. People who practice it often emphasize communication and honesty as the foundation that makes it work. It is not for everyone, but for those who choose it thoughtfully, it represents a genuine and deliberate way of approaching love.